Hello everyone, this video I will proceed to STPM Biology Semester 3 Chapter 14 uh, under topic Phylum, Kingdom Animalia, the last phylum, Phylum Chordata. Okay, so if you see the background picture, you can see that all of these animals are familiar with you, right? Like tiger, bears, and monkey, lion, zebra, all are these are under phylum Chordata. Even human also actually is under phylum Chordata. So so this is the content. So what are the general characteristic of chordata? So this is the general characteristic. I think this one actually are same as the phylum mollusca and phylum arthropoda already. So actually this characteristic is not very important because phylum for mollusca and phylum arthropoda also has the characteristic as this. So they are triboplastic, columate, and bilaterally symmetrical. But the most important characteristic are Phylum Chordata has the four main major characteristics. So the first major characteristic is they have notochord. Okay, the second one is they have dorsal and hollow nerve cord. The third one is they have vaginous legs. And last one is they have both anal tail. So these are the main characteristic that the Phylum Chordata has, the unique characteristic. So if you want to write the characteristic of the Phylum Chordata, you can write this, but normally I think no must because these characteristics are under Phylum Arthropoda and Phylum Mollusca also have. So you can't differentiate between these two phylums according to this characteristic only. But you have to write that four characteristic I mentioned just now. So the first characteristic is they have notochord. Notochord, you will see this diagram. Notochord is like that. This one. Ini panjang, hijau, the green color one. This is called as notochord. So notochord normally they are only present in embryo state. So mostly the organism under this Phylum Chordata normally only present in embryo state. The adult state is not be present, but some are present in adult state. Okay. So notochord, if you not understand, you can see this last one. Actually, it will be placed by vertebral column, our backbone. So for human, we born as baby, already become human, no notochord. We don't have notochord after we become a baby or even now adult state, no notochord. But our notochord actually is replaced by the vertebral column, our backbone already. That is why you never see that heard that human have notochord. So notochord is what? Notochord actually is the longitudinal flexible rod. So it is long and it is flexible rod located between the digestive tube and nerve cord. Okay. And it is composed of large fluid-filled cells encased in fibrous tissue. So it is very large, and the cells made up is fluid-filled and encased in fibrous tissue, and it provides skeletal support to chordata. So if you know this point, vertebral column, what are the main function of vertebra for human backbone? What are the function? Provide support, right? So it provides skeletal support, and it also provides firm but flexible structure against which muscle can work like swimming. This for provide firm but flexible structure so that our muscle can work like swimming. So why some organisms can swim very fast? Because of this. Also, even human also can swim, right? But that you need to know that not want to learn or not. But some organisms they have the like fish, they can swim in the river, in the water, right? So because of this, so actually human also have. So that is why the human can, the organism, either Phylum Chordata, can swim in the water. Okay. Another characteristic is they have dorsal and hollow nerve cord. So dorsal and hollow nerve cord is this, and the purple color, for the purple color, dorsal and no hollow nerve cord. So it is developed from the plate of ectoderm. It is developed from ectoderm. As if you remember your step 2, mesoderm and endoderm and ectoderm, I think you need to remember it. So I don't need to explain more what are the ectoderm is. After the gastrulation process, it will form the 3 germ layer. So ectoderm is one of the germ layer. Okay, and it is rolled into a neural tube located dorsal to the notochord. So it is rolled in a neural tube located in the location, the briefing of location. Location is located the dorsal to the notochord, and it is very unique because it does not a solid nerve cord and ventrally located. So normally for this dorsal and hollow nerve cord, if you see nerve means what? Our nervous system, right? So you can see why there is a brain at here. So for the dorsal and hollow nerve cord, for the Phylum Chordata, organism under Phylum Chordata, it is not a solid. It is not a solid, and it is ventrally located. They are baling secara ventricle, not horizontal. If you see like human is horizontal, right? If you human, the nervous system actually is same as bone. It is actually is in the horizontal. But during the embryo state, even all of the organism like embryo state, like human embryo state, all of the dorsal and hollow nerve cord are not a solid, and they are ventrally located. All of the organism under Phylum Chordata, even human also. So it will then, after embryo state, it will develop into central nervous system, like human will develop into spinal cord and brain. Okay. The third one is about the funginous slits. So if you see this, not all of these pink color, yang awak tengok ada circle punya, ada lubang-lubang ni, ini called funginous slits. So these are present in all chordata and bone. So all of the chordata organism during embryo state will have this characteristic. So the series of arch, what are the mean? Arch separated by groove that locate along the outer surface of funny. So arch actually, if you know the arch dia macam ni kan, inilah, ini kami panggil arch kan. So yang ni structure ni actually this is the series of arch and separated by groove they locate along the outer surface of funny. Funny is the yang pink color one. Pink color one we call funnies. Yang ini ada lubang-lubang we call arch. Is funny slits. Funny gill or funny slit also claim funny gill. Okay. This groove known as funginous slit. So actually this we can say groove, or but in scientific name we call funginous slits that will develop into slits which open into funnies. And this groove will allow water entering the mouth and exit the body without passing through the digestive tract. So yang ni for embryo state, you have to know it is normally occur only embryo state. So for human like me right now, we actually know this stuff, no funginous slit, but for embryo state have. So this what are the function is the water can come into the mouth and come out from the body. No need to enter the digestive tract like this at here. Ini digestive system for the chordata. But the water come in, the water come in from the mouth, and then it can exit. The water can exit directly from the funginous state. It don't need come into the intestine or anus, baru keluar. Because you have to know in embryo state, our uh, excretory system. Uh, uh, Excretory system like kidney is not very major yet. So if water come into the cell, come into our body, come into the body, there are no system, the excretory system is not ability to excrete out the excess water. So you have to, this function is like a replacement of the kidney lah, to remove out the excess water, so that the water will not enter the digestive system. Digestive system, it can directly come out from the vaginal slits. So the vaginal arch that surround the cleft will develop into part structure of head. So normally after the embryo state, the vaginal cleft will be developed into the structure of head. One of the structure of head akan menjadi kepala kita lah. Okay, so hopefully you can understand this. Okay, yang last one is post-anal tear. I think this one is very clear. Tear. We have tear. Even human also have. Human also have. But you say, human have tear. So not all the same as all of the organisms under Phylum Chordata in embryo state have post-anal tear. But when they are born or in adult state, some of the organisms will the post-anal tear will disappear. Like human will disappear. So they have a tear that can extend from posterior to the anus. So at here. Okay. So many species still will be reduced during embryonic development. So during embryonic development, the tear will be reduced, or you can say disappear. Okay, so the tear contains skeletal stem, element and muscles, and this help propel many aquatic species in the water. So you will see the aquatic organism like fish, shark, and whale. They need a tear. If they do not have tear, they cannot swim. If they do not have tear, they cannot swim. So the tear is very important. If you cut the tail of the fish or shark or whales, they cannot swim normally. So tail for aquatic organism is very important. You have to know this. Okay. Then that's it for the characteristic under Phylum Chordata. So Phylum Chordata actually is very familiar to us. All of the organisms that you know in the world mostly are under Phylum Chordata. So even human, so Phylum Chordata, you have to learn until class, as same as the Phylum Arthropoda. So Phylum Arthropoda, you have 6 classes, right? So Phylum Chordata, you also have to learn 6 classes. So there are chondricite, osteocyte, amphibia, reptilia, apes, and mammalia. Okay, so I think mammalia, you are familiar. Reptilia actually is reptile. Amphibia actually is amphibian. So these 3 classes, I think you are familiar with it. But these 2 maybe you are not very clear with it. And apes, I think some of you already know. Some of you already know, but mostly I think you don't know. But normally these 2 classes are the people they don't know lah. Okay, so if you see the example, I think mammalia I don't need to say lah. Rat, tikus, not only rat, a tiger, elephant, lion, even human also are under mammalia. And amphibian is the animals that can live in water and land. Like frog can live in water also. It can live in land also. And reptilia is the organism which is cold blood. And normal. Which is contain cold blood. So like lizard lah. Okay. For chondricite and osteocyte, you can see chondricite, the example is shark, and osteocyte, the example is fish. Fish. So these 2 classes actually is under the aquatic organisms. But not all the aquatic organism is under one class. It will be separated into 2 classes. For apes, normally it contain wings. It contain wings like bird. It contain wings. So apes is the organism that contain wings. Okay. Okay. So the main characteristic under this, there are many differences. So for the skin, for chondrocyte, it is under placid skin. Osteocyte is cycle skin. For amphibia, the skin is very soft and moisture. For reptile, the skin is very dry. It is dry skin and horny. For apes, it is base feather. It have feather. Like birds have feather, right? For mammalia like us, we have hair. Bears hair. Okay, for the skeleton, for chondrocyte, it is cartilaginous. But for others are bony skeleton. They have bone. But chondrocyte, they do not have bone. The bone is not called bone, we call cartilaginous. And then for ears, so for these three classes organisms, they do not have external ears. They have ears, but they do not like a human. All of the organisms except mammalia. Mammalia have external ears like human. Like human, we have earwax. Yeah, but not say that these 5 organisms not have ears, but they do not have external ears. They have internal ear only. So they do not have the structure of ears like human like mammalia. Okay. So the embryo for the organism under these 6 classes. So for mammalia, it is developed in mother. And then for the reptile MS, the fertilized yolk egg laid on land. So the embryo state for these 2 classes of organism is egg laying. And then the egg laying actually already fertilization. After fertilization already. And then for these 3 organisms, only eggs were laid. Okay, for the fertilization process, except these 2 classes are external, yang lain semua internal. Okay, for the teeth, teeth evolve from scale arranged in row embedded in fish. And osteocyte, they do not have teeth. They do not have teeth langsung. Amphibia also not have teeth, and F also do not have teeth. For reptile, they have teeth and uniform inside and shape. For mammalian, it is very inside lah. Very inside lah, and shape also is very based on the what kind of food they eat. Like the tiger, lion, they are eat meats, right? So they have the teeth very tajam punya. They have sharp teeth. But like the organism that only eat grass, they do not have sharp teeth. So you have to know this. And the movement of the organism, so the chondrocyte is pair and firstly pectoral and pelvic fins. And then the osteocyte is pair pectoral and pelvic fins. Okay. And for amphibia, they have 2 pairs of pentagasitic limbs. Okay. And for reptile, they also have 2 pairs of pentagesic limbs, but may be lost. Maybe lost means that maybe the legs are not disappeared. And for the eggs, they have wing. And for the mammalia, they also have 2 pairs of pentagesic limbs. Okay, so for the deer, deer for chondrocyte or osteocyte is asymmetrical teeth and symmetrical teeth. And then for amphibia, it has long fin teeth. And then the reptile has long teeth. Apes do not have teeth, and mammalian long fin tail also, but some of the organisms will reduce during adult. And then this is the example. I don't need to explain more. So these are the general characteristics for the classes of Phylum Chordata. So if you ask me want to memorize or not, I don't know, because until now past year is not come out yet for the class Chordata until STPM 2021 lah. The past year only come out the general characteristic for the Phylum Chordata, like this one past year come out already. But for the classes until now not come out yet, so I don't know which time MPM will come out, but in the syllabus you have to read it lah. Okay, so this video is finished. So hopefully you can scan this QR code so you can let me know what are the problem in this video so I can know the feedback from this video. Thank you.